What up? What up? What up? What it is? What it do? You know who it is. Who are you? We are back again in here with the fellas from the 22-2. It
Yeah.
is middle of March Madness. We leading up to the draft.
Hmm.
Got a lot of things going on. However, I will swing on you. It's taking over the media. But we're gonna get to that later. All right. Um, it's a crazy time. It's a crazy
What a
time.
What a time to
time.
be alive,
What a
man.
What a
time.
time to be alive. Cats get choked out by OnlyFans models. Everything, man. We got everything covered, man. So we're gonna go ahead and we ain't gonna waste no time. We're gonna get straight to it. I'm gonna kick it over to the moderator extraordinaire himself, Mr. Too Smooth Too.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Deal with me a little bit, fellas. It's a fitted today. I ain't wear a fitted in mad long. It's some snapbacks and dad hats on this side. So I might do a little bit of adjusting midway through. But let's get right to it. As Maneuvers mentioned, we're in the middle of March Madness. We're not about to start with the men's though. We're gonna go to the other side. Big unfortunate news out of USC. Juju Watkins got hurt in the first quarter against Mississippi State in the second round, tearing her ACL. It broke my heart because we want to see the stars, right? Like basketball is built on the stars. We wait for these matchups. We understand the college game and March Madness. A lot of it is about the program, but a lot of it is about the stars too, right? We're gonna get to the men's, a little bit later, but we got Cooper Flag over there on Duke going up against Arizona, and Caleb Love is not ducking no smoke on that side. He's ready for that. So we look to these individuals, we look to these matchups, and they make the moment mean so much. So seeing Juju go down in that first quarter definitely broke my heart. It looked just as bad as the unfortunate outcome. Needless to say, she is out for the year and will probably miss majority of next season. So, fellas, I just wanted to talk about NCAA getting NCAA women's getting a huge blow. To having that Juju versus whoever matchup, because there's a lot of ladies out there doing their thing. Hannah Hidalgo and Notre Dame, Paige Becker is in UConn, and Azzy Fudge. She has been open. We can get to that a little bit later. But Maneuver, talk to me about the injury to Juju, what it does for USC. Kiki is going to be holding it down, but is it going to be enough for the ladies over there, Lady Trojans, to advance?
I think with a dynamic player as Juju Watkins has been, and will continue to be, I think USC is going to make it, the kind of run that they should make without their star player. They are a good team, but they're missing the catalyst. It's very similar to a team that we are all very familiar with here in the New York City area. And, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna get nights where you get performances from guys that don't normally have to step up. But long story short is it's one and done. It's the NCAA tournament. So chances are slim that you're gonna have the opportunities to make that happen. So I think they make a run, they maybe win one more game, and I think as the competition gets tougher, we see them stumble and ultimately exit the tournament.
Darnell, we're no stranger to the women's tournament. Even last year, Caitlin Clark setting the world on fire, initiating a lot of basketball debates, a lot of race debates, becoming that star that, infused money into the college program and then infused money and ratings and eyes into the WNBA. And Juju becoming one in her own, taking that torch and continuing excellence at the college level. What does this say for USC, moving forward? How is this going to impact Juju's future, considering she might miss all of next season?
Well, the good thing is the women's college game is 4 years, so that's the one thing you could count on her to be there. I think it's just a big shot, because you think about when you seen the injury, like right after the commercial was Juju, a commercial with her there. So it's like,
Yeah.
It's something that they were pretty, the NCAA was leaning on it, but I think they have enough talent, with that UCLA team, which is phenomenal as well. So the Pac-12, the Big Ten is still being represented there, but I think she'll come back. It'll take a little bit. ACL takes usually they said like a year fully. For you to get back heal and be at 100%. So she has time on her side. And the fact that with NIL deals, women's basketball and the college game is not the same anymore anyway. So looking forward to come back. USC, if they could squeak by and they could do it and probably make a run, get to the Final Four, that would be great. Great basketball. But, as for right now, like it's just for her that I'm just worried about.
So basketball and sports in general, the rule of thumb is it's a young person's game. And the good thing about it is Juju Watkins is 19 years old. So we're hoping that ACL repair can, become 100% and we can continue to see her rise to the occasion. Sean, Darnell kind of mentioned it with that NIL. Just changing the landscape of college sports overall. You're seeing players jump into the portal, at a whim, just changing schools, changing programs, bringing that intensity elsewhere. There's no need to stick around. There's times players commit to a program for a specific coach and for a specific staff, and that staff then leaves right after that player commits, so they're able to move around. But with the NIL and women and men making a living, in college, should the WNBA reconsider their draft rule, right? Right now, minimum at least 3 years, 4-year rule, as Darnell mentioned, to be removed from high school or at least be of the age of 22. Should the WNBA amend that rule? And do you think, in the future we'll see, women heading to the WNBA at the age of 19, 20?
I think that the rule has done a service for the WNBA in terms of, the talent coming into the league has been well developed, and as a result of having the 4-year rule, you know what I mean? There's more basketball, more games played, means that skills are more refined. Ladies step into the league and they're ready to play. You look at Caitlin Clark, how she was ready to step into the WNBA and, handle the physicality and be able to perform. So, I mean, you would like to ideally see the ladies have an opportunity to be able to leave school a little bit early so that they'll be able to start their NBA careers. But, like you alluded to, NIL keeps, being in school and the mobility, lucrative, so that they'll be able to continue to make a living while they're in school and then look forward to a career in the WNBA after getting a degree. So, I mean, at the end of the day, there is a duality to it, but I like the rule. I think that they shouldn't be in such a quick a hurry to be able to amend.
That was a round of applause because that was
he said duality. I like that. That was a real good take.
Because you like the big words.
Yeah, I like the take because that, I think that's why the women's game is better.
Yeah,
words. So we're gonna stick with Sean real quick. Jump on the other side. Pause. Men's Sweet 16 coming right up this weekend. Starting these Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. March Madness is just mwah. Throw a kiss at it. Sean, talk to me about your the Sweet 16 matchup you're looking most forward to. I mentioned earlier Duke, Arizona. Caleb Love, bad blood there. Buzzer beater central. There's history between him and the Duke program. Cooper Flag ready to step up, and a lot of people have Duke winning their bracket. I'm looking forward to one of these number ones finally falling. I don't know if that's going to happen, but I'm definitely looking forward to that game. So, Sean, talk to me about Sweet 16. I know what you're looking forward to there.
You're looking at the history between Duke and Arizona. I hate to be
blue bloods.
riding on the coattails of your game that you would like to see most, but I feel like the Duke and Arizona matchup. Given the history, I was watching ESPN this morning before hopping on the plane, and Richard Jefferson, he's on the West Coast, and Greeny called him in, and he was like, he was so disappointed with Gilbert Arenas' performance. Back when they played against Duke, he said that he did not show up. he said he didn't show up, but we got a new age of talent. Interested to see how Cooper Flag performs against that defense. It should be a fun one. I'm looking forward to the Duke Arizona matchup.
Maneuvers, talk to me. Why are you on mute, my guy? What's going on?
For me, man, it's really no conversation. Like, I'll be honest with you. It's only one team. Doesn't matter. You can pick whoever you want to pick to be whoever they're gonna beat. At the end of the day, the Blue Devils, national champions. Cooper Flag has a Carmelo type run. I don't really have much else to say about it. You know what I'm saying?
But what game are you looking forward to watching?
I just want to see Duke beat up on everybody.
No, you thinking the
That's
cheap way out.
it's
Darnell,
crazy.
you the college connoisseur, man. Talk to me
You
about
know,
this field.
I'm a Blue Devils fan.
I know he likes Miami, which is diabolical, bro. But it is what it is. It is that is a clash, but it is what it is.
It's not a clash. It's not.
I mean, one's a basketball school, one's a football school. We'll leave it at that, right? For me, I wanna see Auburn and Michigan. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that right there, that game to me, or possibly the Arkansas matchup. But I would say the Auburn and Michigan for me, that's like, because the thing is, the SEC has 7 teams in there, so you're pretty much watching the SEC tournament transplanted into the NCAA tournament right now. So the Big Ten versus SEC, that's always a really good matchup. Broom, Johnny Broom has said, like, Player of the Year candidate. Even though Cooper Flag probably will get it and then go to NBA Siberia, which is Utah. But like for right now, I said, like, I think that's a matchup I want to see. That high flying Michigan team, score a lot of points. And I'm a big Bruce Pearl fan, man. So let me see what he can do in this rebound, like with this team that he has here, because they were number one for a couple of weeks. So that's a matchup I want to see.
All right, well, we're gonna make
really
some,
quick.
Really
quick, FJB history in the making, right? For the first time in 20 years, the tournament does not have an 11 seed or higher in the tournament, and we also have, like Darnell alluded to, 7 teams representing the SEC. Yeah. So that's the first time in history.
Heavy.
Go for them, because Big East been doing that for years. Multiple teams like that. Back in the heyday of my Pitt Panthers. We ain't make the field this year, but we gonna come back strong. Don't worry about it. We got it. So with that being said, we're gonna make some quick Elite 8 picks. First game, gentlemen, Alabama BYU. I just need your pick. I'm probably going Bama. Sean?
Bama.
Name? Florida, Maryland.
Ooh, Florida.
I got Florida because I think they're gonna win it all, but yeah.
Yeah, Florida.
Maryland, they're gonna get another travel and get the win.
Duke, Arizona. I think we all go on Blue Devils.
Now I'm gonna go Arizona on that one.
Arizona.
Oh yeah,
Arizona on that one.
Texas Tech, Arkansas.
Say word.
Texas Tech, Arkansas.
I'm going Arkansas.
You know what? I'm gonna go Tech, man. Tech got some. They're great defensively.
I wouldn't even call it an upset. I'd go Tech with Darnell. I wouldn't even call it an upset.
I go Tech.
Michigan State, Ole Miss.
The Jizzo. No, I'm joking.
I'm going Mich State.
Number two college basketball coach of all time.
Yeah.
Kentucky, Tennessee. Kentucky
got some shooters, but I'm gonna go Tennessee on that one.
Auburn, Michigan.
Don't like
Auburn.
Don't like the Bobcats. Michigan.
Yeah. Michigan. I'm ride with Sean.
Michigan.
And last but not least, Houston, Purdue.
This is gonna be a very interesting matchup.
Boilermakers, baby.
I'm gonna go U of H for my boy that played there, man. U of H. I'm gonna go U of H.
All right. So we're gonna get to these rapid fire, real rapid. We ain't gonna have no chance for rebuttal. I'm moving on. Let me know if you want the topic. If not, I'm gonna assign it 10 seconds or less. Let's get these rapid fire NBA commentary going, fellas. Jason Tatum suffered a sprained ankle similar to our Capitan. Should the Celtics be worried, Sean?
No, they'll be all right. Short-term injury. When you roll your ankle at first, it feels like the world's gonna end, and then after that, like 2 or 3 days later, you're able to walk and run, and they'll be okay. They got.
They're cooking whoever in the first round, regardless. Damian Lillard, deep vein thrombosis, is now out indefinitely, which to me means he's out for the rest of the year, rest of the playoffs. I've never seen a blood clot get detected and treated, and the player come back within weeks. The playoffs are a month away. Bucks are going to be in tough matchups regardless of what seed they finish with. Maneuvers. How does this affect Giannis and the Bucks run? As I just alluded to, I feel like, they're going to be cooked long-term. Their championship aspirations for this season are done. What say you?
10 seconds or less. I'm going to take my 10 seconds to say, welcome to New York, Russell Wilson. The Bucks are done.
Yo, Pacers and Rockets, Darnell, making a surge in the recent weeks. You know, the Rockets been kind of doing their thing all year over there in the West. And Indiana, they started pretty slow out East, you know, with Team NBA. And, you know, fans expected them to pick up where they left off last season and just play fast, play with pace and space. And they struggled. They struggled out the gate. They struggled for majority of the season, but they've been surging. Who between the Pacers and the Rockets do you expect to make some real noise in the playoffs?
I would say the Rockets, you know, with that young core, and right now they could probably finish at the 2. That's going to be a dangerous team to play against, man. And it said, like, Udoka knows how to get guys playing on the same page. You know, like,
get Nia back, that's why.
He's trying to get Nia Long. She was actually at the Knicks game, too.
Nia Long so far. Lord have mercy.
I can't say nothing like that.
Jimmy Butler returned to Miami, first game back. They gave him the tribute video. He said it was nice, but, you know,
305.
Whatever about it. You know, they got blown out by the Miami Heat. You know, Sean, can Draymond and Jimmy Butler put the Warriors on their back and secure a top 6 seed without Steph long term? Ooh.
No. Next question.
Very fast. Next question. This for everybody. Because, you know, if y'all don't answer me, I'm going to take some time next time I see y'all, it's on site and I'm swinging. That's only if y'all touch me, though.
Without Steph, without Steph, it ain't happening, man. Like, that's the one cog in that team. And they probably just rested him because he said
he traveled with the team, so you know he'll be back.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I wouldn't want to face the Warriors. You know what I mean? I know we made jokes about it. I wouldn't want to face them in the first round.
Yeah. Gentlemen, on top of everybody's whiteboard today, LeBron James joins the Pat McAfee show as a guest. Not only did he McAfee, but I gotta say McAfee. Remember McAfee antivirus on the early AOL days? Yeah. We aging ourselves. We aging ourselves. Chill. But Pat McAfee had LeBron James on his show today. LeBron James goes to an ESPN show, so he pulled up to Stephen A's territory and had quite a few things to say. Talking about Brian Windhorst, like it's being weird, calling him his best friend, and, you know, saying Stephen A completely missed the point about why he got pressed. He even alluded to, you know, maybe the NBA lottery might be a little bit rigged. LeBron going to Cleveland. He said Patrick Ewing to the Knicks, Derrick Rose to the Bulls. So he said, you know, the jig is up. You know, alluding to a lot of things. Sean, I know you got time to watch the video. I watched the whole interview with Pat McAfee. What was your favorite moment of that interview? And do you think LeBron was capping at all?
Why did LeBron James come for Brian Windhorst? One of his biggest advocates in the media, right? Like, to me, that made zero... Bro, it made zero sense to me. It's like, he always talks highly of LeBron. When everybody else is going for LeBron's neck, he comes to his defense. So for him to say it's weird that he calls him a friend or a colleague, he covered the man through, you know...
No. He said best friend.
Well, but Windhorst never claimed to be LeBron's best friend. That was just conjecture from LeBron James. Like, he was just spitting bullshit. And you could tell that he's mad about a lot of stuff because guess what? He turned around and he had a conversation with the competition for time slot with Pat McAfee. He could have gone to any other platform. So he did it purposefully on ESPN. So you tell me what you feel about LeBron James. That's a man who's damaged, who's in his feelings and needed to be able to get them all out. The real 23 would have never did that.
Talk to me about your goal. The real 23. Real 23 over there losing mad bread gambling on the golf course. Maneuvers. Talk to me about the interview. And, you know, just thoughts on LeBron showing up on a live segment overall. I feel like we haven't seen anything like this since the decision. Everything else that he's put out that's not been in a press conference has been essentially a pre-recorded podcast.
I mean, he did have an 8-second delay. But my big takeaway is shout out to New York Parks and Recreation.
Yeah, that's tough. That's tough.
I think we're gonna have to do a whole segment on this LeBron thing. I'm gonna respect the 10 seconds or less and just leave it at shout out to New York Parks and Recreation.
Darnell, I know you always got some critiques somewhere, one way or another. Talk to me about this guy's appearance and what you thought.
I think shout out to Pat McAfee again, a live LeBron. That's it. That's insane, man. Shout out for him for doing that with his podcast. But yeah, I would say there's a lot of damage going on with LeBron right now, man. There's a lot of things in the news floating around. You know, not going to say everything in particular, but yeah.
Stephen A, cut it out. You wasn't swinging on 6'9", 250. Cut it out. But you already know what it is. March Madness, NBA. We're going to have special playoff coverage coming in a few weeks. But of course, always, please do not forget, like, subscribe, comment, go share the content. YouTube, Instagram, Blue Sky, X. You know the vibes already. 22 twos. We out of here.
Yo.